Let me tell you something that almost no one has the courage to say out loud, something that might completely change the way you think about women, attraction, and your place in the world as a man. It's not about being good-looking, rich, or even the smartest guy in the room. Those things help, sure, but they aren't what really matter. If you want a woman, any woman, to genuinely desire you, to feel drawn to you without even understanding why, then you need to master one thing above all: yourself. And here's the uncomfortable truth: most men are failing at this, miserably. See, we've been fed lie after lie about dating. Our culture has conditioned us to believe it's about flashy cars, expensive dinners, or having the perfect jawline. But none of that matters if you don't have internal control. Women don't fall in love with a credit card or a six-pack. They fall for the man who walks into a room and owns it without needing anyone's permission. They crave emotional strength, stability, and presence, not a desperate attempt to impress. When you're calm, grounded, and truly unshakable, you become magnetic. You radiate something far deeper than surface-level charm. And the truth is, if you don't have this inner mastery, no amount of pickup lines, alpha male confidence tricks, or polished looks will save you. In fact, most of those things, when done without true self-control, only make things worse. If you've ever felt invisible around women, like you're doing everything right, but still getting ignored, ghosted, or overlooked, I'm here to tell you why. They're not rejecting you because you're not good enough. They're rejecting you because they can sense you're not in control. You're reacting, not leading. You're chasing, not attracting. And here's the thing: deep down, they feel it. They feel your lack of presence, your anxiety, your need for their approval. And that's exactly what drives them away. But there's good news. Real, practical, powerful good news. Because once you understand a few key principles rooted in one of the oldest and most proven philosophies in human history, you can shift everything. You can stop chasing and start attracting. You can become the kind of man who doesn't need to try, because who you are is enough. This isn't a gimmick. This isn't another cheap dating hack. This is the real secret to unlocking her heart. And it all starts with you, not her. Not what she wants, but you, your mind, your emotions, and how you choose to show up in this world. Are you ready to finally win this game, not by playing harder, but by becoming better? Then keep reading. Most guys think they need to be smooth talkers, always ready, with a clever pickup line or a witty comeback to win a woman's attention. They imagine that attraction is all about being quick, sharp, and funny. But here's the truth: most men never realize until it's too late that strategy doesn't work, at least not in any way that lasts. It's not about being the funniest guy in the room or having the slickest lines. It's about saying the right things at the right time in a way that cuts through the noise and speaks directly to her soul. Think about it. Women hear compliments constantly. You're beautiful. You're so hot. I've never seen eyes like yours. These lines are repeated so often, they've become meaningless background noise. They bounce right off. She's heard them from strangers, online, from guys in bars, even from men she doesn't remember. They don't move her. They don't make her feel anything. Why? Because those words are surface level. They're empty, and she's immune to empty. But what she rarely hears, what stops her in her tracks, is a compliment about who she is, not just how she looks, something that sees beyond the surface, something that says, I see you. Let me break this down into simple, powerful steps. Step 1 is surprisingly easy, yet almost no one does it with intention. Use her name. That's it. Use her name when you talk to her. It might sound basic, but it taps into something primal, the desire to be seen and acknowledged. When you say her name in the flow of a real conversation, not in a robotic way, but with warmth and presence, you're telling her that she's not just another face, she's her. And that matters. But don't overdo it. You don't want to sound like you're reading from a script. Use it strategically during key moments, like when you're giving a genuine compliment. That's when it lands. That's when it creates a spark. Step 2. Learn to compliment her in ways no one else does. Don't just default to her appearance. If you want to stand out, speak to her mind. Compliment her intelligence, her perspective, her values. If she shares something she's passionate about, a dream, a memory, a belief, don't just smile and nod. Lean in, reflect it back. Say something like, "I love how passionate you are about that." Most people just skim the surface, but you really think deeply. That kind of feedback hits differently. It doesn't just make her feel pretty, it makes her feel seen, and in a world full of men who never look past the surface, that makes you unforgettable. Step 3. Practice gratitude. I can't stress this enough. Most men overlook the power of appreciation. If she does something thoughtful, even something small, acknowledge it. Don't brush it off. Don't act like it's expected. A sincere "thank you, I really noticed that" goes further than any joke or pickup line. But don't fake it. Say it because you mean it. Gratitude, when it's real, makes a woman feel valued. And when she feels valued, she starts to see you differently. In a world where most guys are busy taking, your ability to recognize, to thank, and to appreciate sets you apart. But there's another trap that many men fall into, and it's just as damaging. It's the habit of over-apologizing. I see this everywhere. Men saying sorry for things that don't even need apologies, just to avoid conflict or keep the peace. Let me be clear. That doesn't make you nice, it makes you look insecure, weak. Women don't want a man who backs down from his own shadow. They respect a man who owns his actions, stands by his words, and only apologizes when it's necessary and sincere. So stop apologizing for existing. Stop apologizing for being a man with values, opinions, and direction. That strength, that self-possession, is magnetic. And here's where it all comes together. Your words matter, yes. But if your actions don't back them up, it's all just noise. That's why Stoicism isn't just a philosophy, it's a way of living. A way of aligning what you say, what you feel, and what you do. When your actions are grounded in real integrity and emotional strength, in calm resilience, that's when your words gain power. That's when women don't just hear you, they believe you. Stoic philosophy teaches that your actions should be deliberate, grounded, and anchored in inner calm. Not in reaction, not in panic, but in control. That same principle applies to how you show up in relationships. It's not just about what you say, it's about how you move, how you listen, how you lead without needing to dominate. Let's break this down into real, practical actions. Action 1. Master your body language. This sounds basic, but it's where most men get it wrong. Your body is always talking, even when your mouth isn't. When you fidget, shift your weight, or glance around the room nervously, you're sending a loud signal. I don't believe in myself. And if you don't believe in yourself, why should she? So start here. Stand tall. Plant your feet shoulder width apart. Drop your shoulders. Breathe slowly. Own your space. Don't shrink into the room. Arrive with quiet, grounded confidence. And most important, eye contact. Too little and you look timid. Too much and you come off as intense or even invasive. The Stoic approach: make eye contact for a few seconds at a time. Hold her gaze, then naturally look away and return. You're not trying to dominate, you're simply showing that you're fully present. Get this right, and you'll notice something subtle. She'll start leaning in. Action 2. Move. With purpose, think about how you walk into a room. Do you rush in, head down, eyes darting? Most guys do. They don't even realize they're doing it, but women notice. The Stoic man. He moves slowly, deliberately. Every step is intentional, not stiff, but rooted. When you move with presence, you send a silent message. I know who I am. I know where I'm going, and I belong here. And that changes everything. It makes you magnetic, not because you're loud, but because you're centered. You're not rattled by your surroundings. You're grounded within them. That's rare, and that's what makes it powerful. Action 3. Small gestures, big impact, forget. The grand gestures. Hollywood lied to you. Real connection isn't built on fireworks, it's built on moments. Did she mention her favorite author? Send her a quote from one of their books. Did she tell you about something stressful at work? Check in a few days later and ask how it went. These small things, remembering, responding, being thoughtful, they show that you listen and that you care. Not in a flashy way, but in a way that lands. Women don't want a showman. They want a man who's present. Stop trying to be the entertainer. You're not there to perform, you're there to connect. Let other guys chase laughs. You offer presence. That's what leaves a lasting impression. Scenario 1. The date isn't going well. Maybe the food's cold, the conversation's awkward, the energy feels off. Most guys panic, they overcompensate, try harder, talk more, scramble to fix it. But the Stoic man, he doesn't need the night to be perfect. He's not defined by the restaurant or the rhythm of the small talk. He stays relaxed, curious, open. He adjusts without needing control. That kind of calm presence puts everyone around him at ease, especially her. Because when she sees that you aren't rattled, she relaxes too. And suddenly, the entire night starts to shift. Scenario 2. She starts pulling away. This is where most men completely lose themselves. She pulls back and they push harder. They text more, call more, beg for reassurance. And in doing so, they push her even further away. But a Stoic man knows the truth. You can't control her, you can only control you. So instead of chasing, he steps back, he gives space, he focuses on himself, and something fascinating happens in that space. She feels it. She realizes you're not like other guys. You're not desperate, you're not needy, you're solid. And that's when she starts to come back, not because you chased her, but because you didn't. Be true to yourself. All of this advice, the presence, the calm, the strength, it's meaningless unless it's coming from a place of authenticity. Being true to yourself doesn't mean staying stagnant. It means being honest about who you are and showing up as that man in every situation. Stop morphing into the guy you think she wants. Start becoming the best version of yourself. Because when you master yourself, everything else shifts. You stop chasing women. You stop needing their validation. You stop playing the game. Instead, you build a life that attracts naturally, effortlessly. When you walk into a room, people notice. When you speak, people listen. And when you love, it's not from a place of need, it's from a place of strength. Stop chasing. Stop performing. Stop pretending. Instead, become the kind of man who attracts the right woman by becoming deeply, completely, unapologetically yourself. Be the calm in the storm. Be the steady presence in a chaotic world. Be the one others lean on because you've already learned to lean on yourself. That's what makes you powerful. That's what makes you unforgettable. And that's what opens her heart without ever needing to chase it.